Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Yashahime Season 2, Episode 22, or 46, the Grim Butterfly of Despair. And I gotta say that a lot is happening in this video. Like, everybody was getting in on all the action, you know? Like everybody's involved in this, which is nice. And I see that everybody's getting involved into stopping the Grim Butterfly. And while our trio goes inside the Grim Butterfly to save Rion. So yeah, so a lot is happening. A lot happens in this episode. Like I said, everybody is involved in this. So let's get right into it. So how it opens up with inside the grim butterfly with Rion, you know, in that cocoon with the glowing red eyes. Osama Kirin saying that that we together will purify this world, and saying how he wants to get rid of wipe out all unnecessary demons. And it shows how the Grim Butterfly is pollen. He's using some kind of pollen or whatever, and it is eliminating all these weaker demons. Poof. And as it does that, even with everybody Moroha, Setsuna, Toa, Rikuran, Takachio, and Kagame and Inuyasha are on Shippo. I find that quite funny how how Shippo and Takachio, as they get closer, they're somehow they're immune to the butterfly. Okay, they're immune to the butterfly. So, and as it's heading for Takachio's his home, Mamania Island, where his brother and Hachi is at, and all the rest of the Raccoon Dog clan is. Inuyasha was gonna use the Medo Zangetsuwa, but Riku tells him that Rion's in there. But even Moroha says the same thing. Tells him to stop because we promise to save Rion. So Takachio's brother Kikinyu Susuke, he's panicking. Everyone else is panicking. Inuyasha tells Shippo to get closer. And he's like, what? And then he just smacks him to go faster. And then we have Rion's voice from the Grim Butterfly saying, stay out of my business. And just launches a whole bunch of little rainbow butterflies. Inuyasha using the Adamant Barrage, that's cool. It's been a long time since we saw that. But it doesn't do anything. Well, it limits. Well, it says his Adamant Barrage was neutralized. Kagame launches some arrows. And then the Grim Butterfly just leans to the right a bit, dodging it. But either way, it saves the island. Everyone's happy. Hachi, Susuke is happy. So they did with it. So they try to get closer. And Riku's telling Rion to let him and the others in, which opens up a small portal. So she's acting pretty reasonable. So that's me. I think Miss Rion wants to be saved by Lady Toa and the others. So Riku and our trio they jump into it. Just when Inuyasha is about to jump into it with Kagame, it closes. Then more rainbow butterflies appear. So they have to stop the Grim Butterfly's movement. So they say Inuyasha saying they have to suppress it with Buddha's power, and Lelon using Kagame's spirit power. So he tells Takachio. Inuyasha tells Takachio to get Moroku and everyone else. So this is what everyone's gonna get involved in. And then Takachio talks to his brother for briefly and then leaves. He says goodbye. And now inside the Grim Butterfly has more of those egg-like things in the shelves. So as they're inside, they're approached by Osama Kirin saying, how dare you come in without permission? And they also, Rio is the one who let us in. And it's Rion's the one who wants to be saved. It's Rion said that? He's it can't be, But he's I'm sure she wants someone in there to pass the time. And then Moro's like, "Oh, you tricked us." Oh, and then Osama Kiran's like, "Oh, this is the world that our King Rion wished for, a peaceful world without suffer." And he's like, "My ideals are far beneath her." And it's like, "Oh, Rion wants this? Nah, that can't be." And then Osama Kiran's like, "Have you at least you?" He said, "I thought you at least would understood my thoughts." I'm disappointed. You know, it goes that when demons are it goes without saying that demons are foolish, and then but humans are just as foolish, aren't they? And so humanity is always constantly at war. And like how kind of reflecting on a little bit flashbacks how Toa was like being bullied as well. And so like not only that, the modern world has power to destroy themselves, you know, like nuclear weapons and stuff like that. And then he goes and says, "Rion and I will take control of the humans of this world." And then he goes and takes out the Zenzakian. It's like, how many wars will we wage in this world? Well, how many wars have been waged against this world? So he's like, "I'll give you a special lesson." So Moroha and Setsuna, as they go off to get Rion, Toa gets the Riku Jumanji, the real one, uses it fighting Osama Kiran, and then Riku pops up in front of him. So they're both. So he's caught in the middle, but so he's gonna fight. So, like he's in the middle there, as they're both on either side of him. And he's saying, "Why was the Zenzakian bestowed to Toa? Half demons are not detestable creatures half demons are the detestable creatures that killed Rion." That's what he's saying. And it's like Rion said that she wanted to defeat Kirimaru with the Zenzakian. And even though Riku was saying like, well, despite that she was killed by a half demon, she never spoke ill of him. And then just what Riku was saying, Riku was about to tell Toa that, say that Miss Rion is, and then he gets cut off by spiderwebs and gets dragged up all the way into the ceiling. So yeah, just like he says, he was about to tell Toa that Rion is a what before getting cut off. So was supposed to say that she's a half demon? To me, I don't kind of buy that she's a half demon because it goes with what Kirimaru says, how we despise half demons and all that stuff. So she has to be something else besides. I don't think she's a half demon. Although I could be wrong, surprise, but I don't think Rion was a half demon because otherwise it goes everything what Kirimaru was, like despising humans and half demons. So that's kind of hard to say that Rion's a half demon, but we'll see on that though. But anyway, Riku gets dragged away, gets spiderwebbed away. So then we're back with Sesshomaru and Kirimaru as Jock and Rin are standing by. Kirimaru's like, "Oh, I waited for this," and then he goes and Sesshomaru says, "How pitiful," and he's calling Kirimaru, "You're pitiful." So they clash. They both launch their weapons like Blasting Barrage, then Bakusaiga. And then Kirimaru launches a big shadow ball, basically. And as they clash again, and then Moroha says to get to Rion, and it's like oh, and then Rion goes and tells him leave this place, which is quite funny because she let them in, but now she's telling him to leave. All right. And then all of a sudden, all these multiple colored threads are coming out. So you have all these multicolored strings, kind of like acting like lasers, because like how in the first Resident Evil movie where a guy tried to dodge those thin laser strips. Well, that's what the threads of fate are looking like. These multicolor ones, like Moroha's trying to dodge. Both of them are trying to dodge. So you get back with Moroku, take out a few demons. Some other demon slayers, including Kohaku, Moroku's twin daughters, Gyokito and Kinyu. They're throwing their weapons, and then now Hisui, he throws his Hirite goats, and then Sango throwing her black Hirite goats. So yeah, everybody that was getting involved in this now. So that's what made everybody's in here. And then I like how the twins like oh, Hisui has the twins tell their mother like, oh, Hisui still has a long way to go. And Hisui's apologizing and all that, and how that was kind of funny when Sango goes, "Oh, I'm proud of you come this far," and then the twins, like, their expression just like, huh? That was kind of funny because they're always making fun of their little brother, right? Like how back in episode 6, they're always kind of with the princess and all that, they're kind of making fun of him, all that, while dealing with that octopus demon. So I like Sango's twins. They're fun. I like to see more of them, because they're funny. So then, so Hachi and Takachio arrive with them. Now all of a sudden, when Osama Kirin is fighting Toa, and all of a sudden now they're in this big library now, this big huge library where some bookshelves are floating too. Okay, so now this Grim Butterfly, the Grim Butterfly now has like all these eggshells or whatever, and now it has a full library inside of it now. So yeah. And then Osama Kirin's like, oh, here's a collection of various books throughout human history, and he's like, did you know like he wanted to become a history teacher? Okay. Because since he shows that I traveled the world with Rion and all sorts of civilizations, because he's reflecting how back then when he was a part of Kirimaru, traveling the world, right? And even when he came to the modern era, he looked at the history textbooks and he was devastated, saying that how demons throughout history saved humans countless times. So you get like an image of a Cyclops and the King, and they got an image of like what was like the kind of looked like a I think leading is that Joan of Arc, I think, leading the way. I don't know. It doesn't look like there's this angel like demon floating behind them. So I don't know if that's Joan of Arc. I don't know though. But you say there's like they saved. Basically, the demons saved humans a lot of times, but there was not even mention involving in demons in the textbooks of the modern era. And then fairy tales that have yet remained. And I think you have also that an image of the Journey to the West as well. And so the wee demons were the ones to be slain. So he said he wanted to teach true history. He wants to see that humans have no interest in telling the truth. So Rio and I will create a new history. Now that whole thing is like that seems kind of interesting, because he wants to create a new history where everything like in the textbooks in the modern future era, they don't mention the demons. They're just like evils to be slain, right? But yet the truth is that they helped humans, but they just took that out of the way. So, but yeah, so that's kind of an interesting thing he wants to do. Okay, and they get this creepy image where he's like, where it shows like he's the evil one now. He's like Naraku now. this creepy image, he's just like, So Rion will be the ruler of this world. And Toa said that's not what she wished for. And then he goes and says, then what do you suggest what she wishes for? And he goes and says, as her father, I know her better than anyone. Okay. Well, you were originally a part of Kirimaru, yes, but the thing is, though, you were just the arm, though, Osama Kirin. You were just his arm. Kirimaru is himself. He's the father. Yes, I know you were a part of him. You were his arm. So yeah, there's this. Maybe since you were a part of him, maybe that's kind of like a little bit connection, though, but you weren't really her father. You were just his right arm. Even Toa even says that. Even Toa says it right here. It's like, oh, what do you know? You were just his, like, you were not her father. You were just his right arm. So yeah, she even says that. And then Kirin uses the Zenzeki and drains Toa's demonic power, so making her human. So you have her black hair again, making her human. Say the lesson is over. So back with Moroha and Setsuna, they can't cut through those strings until when her Naginaga turns red. So she has to find the thread that connects with Rion. So she has a sense which one it is. So she finds it, cuts it, and then all the rest just vanish. And then even when she cut it, like, Rion speaks out saying, Rion speaks that father fought every day from dusk till dawn. I was always worried about him. So it's like maybe that was like a piece of memory. That was like a piece of memory that was cut. So Setsuna is trying to sense the next one, telling Moroha it's that one, but she couldn't cut. She used her spirit bow and arrow, and it does cut it. Which I'm like, okay. Now all of a sudden she can cut the she can cut the thread of fate too. Now we're using her bow and arrow. I mean, I thought it was only with Setsuna they could only cut. Yeah, there's like something that's a little bit that doesn't make sense. I mean, like I said, how Takachiyo and Shippo the Airboat are immune to the Dream Butterfly being diminished, right? But now all of a sudden Moroha can cut through the strings of fate, which is only that Todesai told Setsuna from the beginning of the season, saying you're the only one who can sever what can't be severed, the thread of fate. So that's one part that kind of doesn't make any sense. That I would say I have to give to, you know. So now Moroha, she can cut through the threads now. But and after that, Rion's voice is heard again, saying, "My father showed no regard for my feelings." And then more strings are cutting. The more they're cutting, more Rion is speaking. It's like he didn't care about me at all. So they're saying this is what Rion. They're saying this is what Rion is speaking from her heart. You know, that's Rion's heart speaking. So now back on the outside. Now we have everybody, our original group, everybody in. So Kagame, Inuyasha and Shippo, Sango Morocco on Hachi, Gyoka, the twins on Takachiyo, and Hisui on Kilala. So it's nice that now everybody, especially our original group, is now together, which is nice. And I'm glad that they're both. As Sango Morocco is like, oh, glad that you both are still alive. And we'll talk later. So they're going to use Buddha's power, and so he said, Morocco said, we'll give it a try. So let's all work. Sango saying, let's all work together. Yep. So they got that nice shot right there where everyone are there together, and they said, let's form a barrier and lure him in. And back with Sesshomaru and Kirimaru, clashing swords again. Kirimaru saying how he wants to be the powerful demon, but Sesshomaru saying, why do you insist on being the strongest? And then, saying that that's what Rion wishes for. Then he goes straight after Rin, and he says, you shouldn't bring women and children to a battlefield. But then, Sesshomaru stops him. And then he goes and tells, you should already know anyone who uses such message cannot call themselves the strongest. So yeah, a lot of times, yeah, now Sesshomaru is now talking, now talking down to Kirimaru now. Although granted, Kirimaru, how his plans were now, are just like now starting to start discombobulating because of what Osama Kieran told him earlier. So now we have Sesshomaru doing the same, talking him down now, and now back inside. Toa's doing pretty well after losing, pretty well dodging, especially after losing her demon powers. And then of course Kieran is like society removes anyone who is a little bit different. We demons are chased from our usual homes, and we're made feel inferior. Kind of like, it's kind of like reflecting on what Toa, because back when she was growing up in the modern era, because she was bullied because she was different. But she's saying she says that Toa says that there are good humans and bad humans, which is also there are good demons and bad demons. And then Kieran goes and tells him, "You're a bad half demon." So the Kawaku and the other demon slayers, they're set up their catapults and also this big symbol on the ground. And then and then the twins like, "Oh, we developed new weapons for a day like this. So exciting." And then Sango goes and tells them, "Don't let your guard down, you two." And he's like, "They're both all right." So yeah, like all these different marks from they have like 4 different corners, and the plan is ready, and they're now Inuyasha's gonna use Shippo to distract. He's like, "Why am I the bait?" And Inuyasha's like, "Oh, stop complaining and go and get in front of the butterfly." So it starts turning towards him, and then Giggles turns and starts running away. And then they light those symbols up, and they're throwing using their catapults to these pots off of what the twins saying it's like demon repel as they're lighting it up. All the symbols all the symbols are lighting up as they're getting attacked, and Gyokoto Kinyu using her talismans to block to make it go the other way. Sango uses their black Hirokos to make it go the other direction, and finally now it's directly in the middle. Kagame launches 3 arrows to set up like a net type of way, and now it's stuck in the middle now. And then now Moroku, which he uses a chant which he gave Setsuna earlier in the first season. The poem, meet the Arhat, slay the Arhat, meet your parents, slay your parents. That same poem that he told Setsuna, to suppress her demon powers from the first season. And so he used it, which now seems that Moroku has now gotten much more stronger. So he seems that that 1,000-day training did pay off. So he launched this big, huge ray of light, and all these symbols start coming down. So, but basically now it's directly caught in that barrier now. But it's only delayed the inevitable. So it's only a matter of time. So they count on the girls inside to do their job. As they're back with Toa and Setsuna, they're cutting more strings. Then Rion's saying, "No, do you know what it's like to have a father like that?" And then Moroha's like, "What is it truly that you wish for?" And then anger red-eyed Rion's like, "Shut up! Stay out of my business!" And it launches more rainbow strings of fate. And then Sesshomaru back with Kirimaru, and then Sesshomaru goes and calls him out and calls Kirimaru saying, "You're acting like a human." He's like, "Well, what did you say?" and then Kieran's like, then ends with Osama Kieran pointing to Senzeki and human Toa saying, "In the end, this is the end of the human abilities. Goodbye, Miss Higurashi." and then it ends there. So yeah. So a lot happened in this episode. Like, all of our characters basically got in together on the action. Nice to see everyone finally get for like one big assault coming together. That was nice. Especially the funny moment where I like when the twins were like making fun of Hughie Sweet, but then Sango tells her son, "Oh, good job," and then they're like, "What?" That face, like, that was funny though. But like I said, how does Takachiho and Shippo are immune to the butterfly? You know, well, maybe they're a little bit stronger than those weaker demons, maybe. And like now, how Moroha can she can cut those strings of fate with her arrow, which originally it was only Sessa who can cut the strings of fate. But I'm willing to give leeway on that though. And then we hear each string they cut, it's like Rion's heart speaking to them, like how she despises her father a lot, you know. But it was nice that everybody, like Inuyasha, Kagome, Sessa, Moroku, Sango, their kids, Kohaku, everybody was involved in this, so it was really nice of that now. And with Osama Kieran, you know, it was interesting how he wants to create a new history. You know, mention how demons were part of in the books, but they removed them because thinking that demons were evil to be slain. So he wanted to basically create a new history to tell the truth of everything. Interesting. But it was like when he was explaining that, how he was giving that evil look, you know, kind of like how just like Naraku would, you know. Yeah, so a lot happened in this episode. So yeah, so I would say another good episode, despite the couple of nitpicks though. But overall, it was worth it, seeing that everybody was involved in this. Nice. So I have to give credit to that. Everybody, our original characters, everybody was involved in it. So just to stop the Grim Butterfly, they made this barrier to trap it in for now. So we'll see how it goes on the next episode. So yeah. So the next video, we'll talk about the preview. But as always, good episode as still, despite the nitpicks. So, but a lot happens. But we'll have to get to that next time, though, right? And then we're discussing in the next preview. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next preview discussion, and we'll see y'all later.